noticed that actually chat shows up faster on screen than it does the actual chat room. I keep leaning back, even though I moved the ashtray. I'm still fucking doing it.
I don't think you're on there. I think it's too far over my side still.
Just wait. You're always doubting. And this is one of the reasons why people have that stream starting soon fucking screen is because it's been going for 30 seconds, but it's saying subscribers only.
But it didn't do that.
No. There it goes. See? Oh, I forgot the important thing. Ta-da! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Havoc system.
Hi.
I am Ernie. I'm back. The host body. You need to keep it. Remember to add that on there, host body. Because when you just say host, it just seems like I'm the host of the show.
Oh, that's a good point.
Host body. And this is the ever lovely Micah. She's back.
I'm back, bitches. Can't keep me gone. Can't keep me down.
Yeah.
Seriously though, welcome to Living with DID. DID stands for
Jordan,
Hey, what's up, Jordan? What's up, friends? Living with DID, which stands for Dissociative Identity Disorder, formerly known as Multiple Personality Disorder. This is Ernie, my love, and I'm so glad that he's back. If you've been following our channel, you would know that we've been through quite a bit of a little downturn for the last 7 to 9 days. I've lost track of time and space. I'm somewhere in a Marvel multiverse because it's been horrible.
Because I went on a little siesta.
A siesta. And I'm so glad that they get to meet you.
Yeah.
And I miss you. Very much.
That was weak as shit.
That was weak. It was just like wedding kiss. Like wedding kiss is like
Okay. That might be a little bit too much.
So Ernie, finally, yay. And so this streaming idea was Ernie's all along, but if you've been following Xander, which was the dominant alter at the time, had been fronting for quite a while, and Ernie had gone away by choice, but then sometimes I don't know if it was by choice at the end. I don't know what was going on. Xander is charming, but not a really good person, and so if you are here and you are new and you're just finding this content, we will be talking to you honestly, openly, and with as much candor as possible about what it's like for him as a system, as they call it in the DID community. If we use terminology and things that you don't understand, just ask a question. We will explain it. We need interaction. So please, and if you want to ask it later, just inbox our various social media pages that we have listed on our main page. I am usually the one that kind of takes notes and keeps things flowing, and so.
Right. Also, further before we get started, actually, two things. First, let's start off by immediately saying we are not professionals. We are not psychiatrists. If you feel like you suffer from a lot of DID. I know a lot of you that watched a lot of these videos so far, especially you, Jordan, probably get tired of hearing this, but it is a disclaimer that we feel we need to put at the forefront of every video, and that is that if you feel like you suffer from some of the similar symptoms and such like that, and you know, it's okay to ask us questions about that, but we cannot diagnose you with DID. You know, we don't have that professional capacity, so strongly recommend if you are suffering from a lot of the similar symptoms to seek professional help, someone who is good with, you know, childhood trauma and PTSD, you know, or, you know, very hard to find. It is very hard to find someone
But dissociation.
that is good with dissociation, and some there are some out there that you know, already have patients that suffer from DID that they are already treating. Like my doctor who will not be named, you know, he has two patients already, and one is actually in the process of integration. So that disclaimer out of the way. Secondly, wanted to further elaborate why the previous videos are gone, and that is because the note that Xander decided to read on stream, talking about the stream and such, was not written by me. That was something Xander decided to write himself because.
And tell me that Ernie wrote it.
Right, because Xander has a very lovely habit of doing everything he can that he knows is going to piss me off. And stealing, or not really stealing, but hijacking my idea for these streams was, I guess, a high priority for him. So it was not anything against anything that Micah did. It was not a slight against her because she was incredible and very informative in all those streams.
Don't make me cry already. Don't make me do that.
It was that I was not going to reward his behavior by keeping those up.
Oh, and there really was some good content, and I was really proud of them, and I really thought that I was doing what Ernie wanted and making him proud by leading the conversations and asking the right questions, and I thought that's what he would want, and I was led astray by who I call fucking Loki of the system.
Right. Micah was incredible. Micah did everything right. To be perfectly honest, she carried all those streams.
Thank you.
And it was not an easy
Especially
decision
when the
to
altars
remove
came
them.
out.
Right. It wasn't an easy decision to remove them, and it felt like punishing her for something that he did. But
I get it.
It's
his system. My role here, and the only reason he's asked me to do this is because number one, I'm fine, and like I know y'all want to watch because of me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Number two, no, my real reason is to show what it's like from a loved one's perspective of living with someone who has DID, because there are so many people out there that actually may have someone in their life, either a boyfriend, girlfriend, other partner, spouse, whatever label you want to use, son, daughter, and my role is it's really hard because, and again, if we use terminology you do not understand because it's part of the DID scientific world and words that you use for science of DID, please ask, we'll explain it, or Google it.
But be careful with Google, because Google can be very misleading about a lot of things.
Yeah, DID is still very controversial and studied and misunderstood and sensationalized in movie and art, like in the film Split, which we all love. Even people with DID love Split, but we're not all, people with DID are just living their lives. They're not out here trying to kidnap people or turn into anamorphic beast people.
Right.
But anyway, Split's awesome. But
right, we're not trying to turn into the apex of the human species, you know.
I'm just really.
Though I'm pretty sure Xander loves to believe that that's what he is.
Oh yeah, if Xander could pick one split character, it would definitely be the Beast. But I'm gonna tell you this: I am just so happy. Hey, Joey. Or actually, what is it in Canada? Hey, hey, yo.
Hey Joey, how's it going? Nice to have you here and finally meet you.
Aww. I am so happy that Ernie and I are back. I honestly, you guys know if you watched our previous post that I was in such pain. I missed him so much and I didn't know if he was coming back. I didn't. And some of that was him when he went out and went away. But a lot of it was Xander perpetuating me twisting my mind. I mean, honestly, I'm a strong person, but that motherfucker, I don't know. So on our notes that we made before the stream, you said, we said, what?
Before we get in that, just kind of chit chat for a second because I gotta get a new drink.
I'm going to chit chat for a second because he's going to get a new drink. Would you bring me a Coca-Cola, sir?
Indeed.
Thank you.
I noticed that you stole the tub of animal crackers.
No, your mom told me to sit. Look. Okay. I love animal crackers. I did not eat this whole. I swear I didn't eat them. It's as big as my head. I swear I didn't eat them. Ernie's mom keeps animal crackers because she babysits her grandkids a lot. And I like them. And so at night especially, I want to grab a handful. Well, anyways, she brought home like all of Walmart. Like, I really don't know how she did that by herself. But she brought home the entire store. And so we were trying to make room for stuff. And so I was like, is anybody else going to eat the rest of these? Because I'll bring them to the room and finish them off. And they were like, go ahead. And I was like, did I eat all of these? Because I'm a little concerned because this is only like a 2-week-old bottle. And they were like, no, everybody eats them. And I was like, okay. So there's only a little few crummy ones left in the bottom, and I am going to finish them. Joe, this came from Walmart, bro. Y'all got Walmart up there, eh? You got an ice skate to your Walmart? Canada jokes. I didn't know if y'all had Walmart. Like, I'm being for real. I would think Sam's Club. I don't know. It came from Walmart, and I don't know what aisle. I guess the aisle where they sell animal crackers. I've never seen one this big either, for real. I don't even know the name of the. It literally says animal crackers on the back, and the front is a bear. I'm saving these in case Casper come out. I'll give him some. I'm just kidding. That was DID jokes. If you don't laugh about your alters, you're not having fun, right? Seriously though, I'm so happy Ernie's back, y'all. Y'all have no idea. And it took us like 4 days to reconcile over the things that happened while he was gone. And he was angry for the right reasons but he finally came to the conclusion on his own without my pressuring or begging that I was definitely being manipulated. And so I thought I was doing the right things, but I let Xander trap me into a lot of things, and I need y'all to understand, Xander has great qualities. But I made it clear on every stream that he was a narcissist with no empathy. And I don't know why he wants to hurt Ernie. I don't know what that's about. But it is scientific that many of your alters can be hostile toward the host body. So, anyway, side note. But I'm so happy. I love him. And we're going to rebuild slowly from this recent horrible event. And take it slow. Because we were doing fine, going strong, 7 months, into our relationship. So he's back, and I have a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I was doing audio check on another phone, and I just...
How does it sound?
Good until the fan starts blowing right in the microphone, and then it's like...
Oh, why didn't y'all say you could hear the fan?
But you're coming through clear, so that's good.
Walmart and Costco. I don't know, man. The teddy bear full of animal crackers came from Walmart. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, Sam's Club is like Costco's way better, but like we just got a Costco in Little Rock, literally. Like when did it open? Like last month. I haven't been to it though, because it's like I don't know if I want to like sell out Sam's, because you know it's the OG.
No, that's just me farting.
Don't start that. Okay, so back to the notes. You wanted to talk about Xander. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Xander? Xander is an alter, a part of the Havoc system.
He's a cunt.
Is that allowed under community guidelines? We're always worried about community guidelines, and we have like 3 viewers, so I'm not sure.
Hey, you never know, and you know.
Well, if they ever discover our content and we get big, the algorithms will start kicking in.
Well, that's the thing, though. Regardless of how many viewers you get, like they have a swarm of teams that review every fucking stream.
Yeah. So,
but here's the thing: I made sure to label my streams as being mature content. So swearing and all that you can get away with it.
Gotcha. So, besides the general statement, was there anything you wanted to say about, like, I was trying to tell them while you were gone that, to get the drinks, that we had a little bit of a space period when you came back.
Yes.
Because some of the things that happened while, and I didn't know if you wanted to say anything about that. And
well, I mean, basically to sum it up, when I came back, you know, I was in a place of a lot of anger and hurt, and I took it out on Micah, and
no, don't put that on you. Put it on me. I mean, put it on me if you need to.
No, it's just not who I need to put. It's not that I need to put it on anybody. It's the simple fact is that.
Hell yeah, this is the Camel Crush Silver, baby. The fucking best. Lights, what? Yes, they still sell. Canada, like, y'all got free medicine, but do you have cigarettes, though?
But, anyway.
I love you, Joey!
What was I saying? I was basically closed myself off from even considering or even trying to understand her point of view and her side
of what happened during those
happened.
8 days, 8 to
Right.
9 days. I lost count, but
and
the fact remains is that some of the behavior that happened with Xander was inappropriate, and it was
the way I put it though is you were basically you went into survival mode.
I did. I literally, y'all should see my house. I literally neglected my entire life while he was out because I felt like I had to protect Ernie's body. I had to be here if he returned. I literally tried to not even ever leave. Like, I tried to not, like, my dogs tore up their whole bedding in their kennel. Like, you should see my house. Like, I'm telling you, I've neglected my whole life. I'm surprised I even got showers in. I mean, I'm being for real. But there's no excuses. Unfortunately, Xander decided to give Ernie every single memory, pretty much, that he wanted to give him. Because there's a lot of stuff he doesn't remember.
Right.
That was, like, I'm like, do you remember when I was crying and begging for you to come back, like, on stream? Like, do you remember any of that?
Right, and even still, everything, what you know, the memories that were given, there's still, like, it's very fragmented.
That's how memories are from alters.
It's like trying to remember things that happen in a dream.
Yeah.
you know.
But he made sure to put the worst things he possibly would. Like when I was angry and hurting, and it's like, why did Ernie do this to me? So I said some mean things. So Ernie comes back. He's angry with me. Very, very normal. And I'm just so grateful that he. Well, I think his mom had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically it was everything that you told me when I first came back, and then I went and I talked to my mom about it, and then the moment that she basically almost verbatim repeated that if she was in that situation, she would do the exact same thing, is what got me thinking. It's like, well, okay, then clearly I'm the one looking at this wrong, and that helped. And so, we're working through it.
Glad Ernie's back. We're going to work through it because I believe in true love. And I know that Ernie is my true love. And I know now, I learned a lot from those days of being away from him and being with an altar for 24 hours a day. I learned a lot about DID and about hostile altars and things like that. And I know that I will be ready and armed if that day ever comes, God forbid, to be the partner that I'm supposed to be to you.
I don't doubt that we'll get back there. And Joey, yeah, well, I didn't completely get it fixed up. It's basically it's very sensitive rig. Really, the only thing right now is the microphone. It's hanging in there by a thread, so it will eventually have to be replaced. But
the truth is, Sugar Mama
bought she bought a new tripod for the phone, a new lighting rig of my own. So
it was all Amazon Prime. It wasn't expensive, but.
Yeah.
We do have a new setup because I was honored that Ernie asked me to rejoin
George says, even though I never met any of your alters in person, I didn't think any differently of you in any way, shape, or form. You did meet Xander. That night at the hospital, that was Xander. You did get to meet him. But yeah. I appreciate what you're saying, and you my brother, man.
Man, that's about to make me cry, too. Like... yeah, you met Xander at the hospital. That motherfucker. Don't even get me started. Joey, it's a joke. When I took Ernie's body to get a haircut, because I wanted Ernie to get a haircut, but Xander was willing to go, and Ernie's more like, no, I'm good. Ernie's too nice to let me buy him stuff. So when Xander was out, I took the opportunity to go get Ernie a haircut. And while we were in the barbershop, it's full of all these dudes, like masculinity, just testosterone and dicks hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And I was literally like in there looking cute. I had on like a tank top and some leggings and stuff. And I was like sitting on the bench like, what's up, Zaddy? Yeah. So anyways, the point is whenever they got through with Ernie's haircut, I walked over and you know how loud I am. And I was like, how much? Because Sugar Mama's paying. And it's been a joke ever since. And they all started laughing, like the whole barbershop, because I was the only chick in the barbershop. And they all started laughing. And I said, y'all think I'm kidding? And it was just really funny. So now I'm a sugar mama. So it's not like that.
But yeah, and it's it. But to, I guess, kind of further elaborate on Jordan meeting Xander, that's how scary, dangerous of an alter that Xander really is, because he is very, very good at beating me.
And that also is why there were inappropriate things going on while Ernie was inside, because he had a way of making me feel like it was Ernie and making me feel very... like missing Ernie, needing Ernie, wanting to be close to Ernie. And because he sounds just fucking like him for the most part, there are some slight differences, but it's just like he impersonated Ernie in front of his family. Like, you might have remembered the stream where I said it's been a hard week because we've been having to hide Xander. What I meant was Xander was going around pretending to be Ernie, not to alert his family that we didn't know if Ernie was coming back. And like, it's so much, y'all. I don't want to be negative. It's just, I'm sorry, Ernie, publicly, for any role that I played in hurting you, because my whole goal has been to help you through this.
I know. And no one has ever, and I don't think anyone will ever be there and as supportive and loving and caring as you.
But I'm
There's
human.
literally no replacing you.
I can't replace you.
Wow. I don't know about that. I'm sure there's
I mean,
a lot
my
better guys out
ex-boyfriend
there than
Abe
you.
was trying all weekend. I hope he sees this. Like, he literally would not stop bothering me. Good question.
Right. So that's the thing. Normally, no, see, here's the weird thing, and because while I was in there, I had the experience of Garrett being able to actually communicate with me. So Garrett was actually telling me what's going on. He couldn't hear me back, but like Garrett, knowing me and being with me for 30 years so long, could sense my intentions and what was going on in my head from my emotional state. And basically, even when I'm in there, I remember, but it's like when I come back out, it's like it gets a hard reset wipe if they don't want me to remember anything.
But if they want him to remember, they will give him these fragments, and they're like dreams.
Yeah, they feel like segments of her dreams. Like it's like I feel like that happened, but it doesn't feel like it was me that did it.
Like, for example, when one of his alters, Jeremy, came out, got him fired from Bite Squad from going around getting orders and giving them to homeless people, and then wrecked his mother's car.
Yeah, like literally rammed it into orange traffic cones and stuff like that, and then it was like a day or two later, and I'm like...
Yeah, we were in the parking lot smoking after our dinner, and I said, "What the fuck happened to your mom's car?" And literally he was like, "I thought that was a dream."
Yeah, I didn't think that really happened, because it just seemed so fucking just out there and insane, and like things that I wouldn't do, and kind of had like a hazy fog on it.
Yes. And that is when I really started pushing him to call the doctor. We didn't even know of Jeremy. We didn't know his name, nothing. We didn't know what had happened. We didn't know why this had happened. We even blamed it on pills.
Right. That, as a matter of fact, yeah, it was an incident that happened before
they came.
Before the whole Havoc system happened.
Before the psychotic break.
Right.
And the phone call.
So that incident is on Garrett, because Garrett's the one that let him out.
He did. So, as it stands right now, Xander is in timeout indefinitely. Garrett is now the gatekeeper again, the way he has been for 30 years.
Yeah, Garrett took control back. He'd had enough of Xander's shit.
And as far as that goes, you have lost communication with Garrett, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yeah. The amnesia thing is real, but then there are a lot of systems. All systems are different. They have a lot of the similarities, but all systems are different. We need to make that clear.
Yes.
Some systems can communicate slightly with their host. And on that note, well, I did want to say that I'm glad Ernie's back, not just because of me and because I love him and all that, but also because I felt like, even though felt like I was doing the streams justice of what he would have wanted and what he talked about wanting, I always felt like it was weird that he was not here to use his own voice. I thought that was weird that we were talking about him when he wasn't there. So I'm so glad he's back for that reason.
Jordan said, I still felt the same in front of Xander, and like you said, Micah, all we have to do is talk to them without trying to trigger them. In other words, I was living by the golden rule.
Man, that's facts.
Yep.
That's like straight facts. Do not provoke an altar. Do not argue with the altar.
Definitely don't try to challenge them. Like, if there's something that they're not wanting to do, don't try to, because like the whole hospital thing. I really wish I could remember it and didn't have to hear about third head and about Micah almost getting thrown out of the fucking hospital.
No, I fucking fought that doctor. Fuck a misogynist motherfucker. I don't give a fuck how many degrees you have. Do you know Micah Qualls?
I wish.
Do you know who Micah Qualls motherfucking is? This motherfucker come out there Xander talked him into letting him go when he tried to kill himself and shit. And was threatening to kill the family and burn the house down and shit. I called 911 like we promised. Ernie and I made a deal.
Yes.
Xander knew that fucking deal. And I said, Xander, if you do this, if you say one more thing, we have a deal. You know what I have to do. And I fucking did it like Ernie and I planned. And I got him to the hospital. And Xander fucking, because I'm not married to Ernie. I had no right to his medical. I had no right to go back there. Xander motherfucking got his ass released when I had made a bed for him to go inpatient. Like, we had this all set up in advance. Me and Ernie, real Ernie. Like, we set it up. Yeah. And Xander just sweet talked his fucking, I'm fine. And then had the audacity to tell the doctor that I was crazy. Think that went over well? Yeah. So then the doctor says, I don't have to talk to you. There's a pandemic going on. And I said, fuck you and all these motherfuckers in here. I said, what happens when he walks out this house? Am I responsible? Out of this hospital. Am I responsible for him? He goes, yep. I said, that's fucked up. I said, don't you believe in the Hippocratic Oath? Like, Michael went the fuck off. All out in the middle of the circle thing of the ER. Everybody, all the nurses were like, I bet those motherfuckers were recording. I wish there was recording because I put that little bald motherfucker in his fucking place. Like, period. Then I had to check. Then I had said, I'm gonna leave now because I have to chase after my boyfriend who is in a psychotic state. But thanks a lot for all your help. And I had to follow him out and he was trying to walk home. Crazy night. Thank God Jordan was there. Ride or die. You're the best. Anyways. Yeah, that doctor was a schmuck. I can't even remember what set me off. It was something particular he said. It was something along the lines of what they always set me off with, which is something like, little lady, you don't know anything and I don't have to talk to you. And then shit gets real. It was something along those lines, or like, or you're crazy, or you're loud, or something like that. All my triggers. He all did them at once. Plus, he was a white male. No offense. Well, my boyfriend's a white male, so see, I don't hate them. They just have to be sweet.
This is an emergency room, and you're being disruptive, miss.
Yeah, miss. I think that was it. It was miss or something like that. I don't fucking. Oh man, I don't give a fuck, dude. You can be the president of the United States. I don't give a fuck. Nobody talks down to Michael Qualls. Especially when I'm in the right and I knew it was a motherfucking altar pretending to be Ernie. It wasn't Ernie. And how dare you let him out? You didn't even ask anybody. You just believed him? The fuck? He came in as a mental health crisis. What kind of training is fucking Saline County? No training.
But, that's the thing, though. It's like, and then there was one of the videos I did watch. Was him sitting in the bed and her let him know, like, just come with me. Don't make me do what I'm about to have to do. And
so
he just straight looks at her and he's like, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, he didn't think I would do it. So
it's not that he didn't think he would do it. It's that I guarantee you, he knew there wasn't shit gonna come out of it.
There wasn't shit gonna happen because I didn't have any powers. I'm not married, obviously, to him for obvious reasons. And
then he actually said that in the video, and he said, "Who am I a threat to right now? I'm not injuring myself.
But he was threatening me, the family. He was threatening Ernie. I mean, like, whatever. It was a long story, but I mean, the point I'm making is that as charming as Xander can be, Xander is Xander. And until I don't know how we're going to heal this system.
I don't know.
I just don't know. They're called a hostile altar. All right.
I think that's just something that more Garrett can explain what's going on with him, because I have no idea. I have no idea what Garrett's even done with him.
Well, I think right now that you need rest mentally, and I don't think that we need to be calling or talking to altars right now. Personally, maybe in private, but not on stream right now, because I think that you need to use your voice for a while.
Well, so that's one thing that I'm definitely very relieved about is the fact that, like,
Xander did it, like, he was trying to, like, upset me, upset your viewers.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is Xander was always the gatekeeper type that if he wants out, he's coming out. That's all there is to it.
That's why Ernie was giving up. Yeah.
Garrett has never just taken over without,
without Ernie needing him.
Without
like,
me needing him.
Being in a stressful situation. And that's why Ernie had given up and gone in, because Xander was starting to come out once, twice a week, losing. Ernie was losing 2-3 days at a time a week. Xander would just come out when he wanted to. Like.
Yeah, and he developed a habit of, I would think I'm going to sleep for the night.
Yep. And he would stay up all night.
And I would thought I'd gone to sleep, but Xander would come out and he would be out all night doing I don't even know what. And then I don't wake up till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
And I thought he was
how the fuck am I sleeping this long when I went to bed about 11 or 12?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
We didn't see all this. Hindsight's 2020, and we are only 3 months into this.
Yeah.
Basically, since they came out.
Yeah, and it is a thing you've asked me a couple of times, and I've brushed it off because I don't want you to worry or anything. But it is something that needs to be addressed. That I do not know for 100% sure that Garrett can maintain control.
I know.
I don't know.
He did for 30 years though, so I'm just gonna have hope.
Like as far as I know, Gambit can become the new dominant.
Oh God! Well, Gambit. I'm just worried about if he tries to leave the house.
Okay, these are the things.
He's cool with me.
It's the fact that Xander was able to take control because he's. And this is what I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start referring to them as the old ones. Because they've been there the longest, and the old ones are Casper, Garrett, Xander, and
Gambit.
I don't know why. Well, that's the thing. I was trying to think. I couldn't remember if
Gambit was there when he
or
was a
Jeremy
teenager.
came first.
It had to have been Gambit, because Jeremy would have filled in that anger spot.
Casper becoming the dominant doesn't really worry me because he's a lonely thing, and he'd probably come out for a hug or something.
Yeah.
Or just for a little attention, but he wouldn't have any malicious intent.
I've actually never, in all my research, seen a system with a dominant little though. And my theory.
No, and that's the thing. That's the other thing that's been fucking glorified by Split is fucking Hedwig being the one that controls the light, and Hedwig is the fucking little, and that is not anything.
I don't know one system. I could be wrong. I don't know every system in the world.
That's the thing.
But I don't know one system that a little is the gatekeeper. I don't know that. So, anyways, that being said, I stumbled upon some great resources this week that I really would like to share with you guys. While Ernie was having his space and I was at home, of course, all I was doing was worrying about Ernie and thinking about Ernie and all that. So I found a couple of support groups on Facebook. One has about 20,000 members, and it's just called Dissociative Identity Disorder Support Group or something like that. Just type in DID support group. And then the other one is for loved ones of people with DID, and it is raw. Let me tell you, I had to answer questions to get into the group. And it was we don't do trigger warnings here because loved ones need to be able to vent and talk about whatever they want to talk about and get support. And so, one of the first posts I read was this horrible, sad story about this woman who has a child with this man. And she found out late in the marriage, 13 years in, that he has multiples and that they were all fucking other bitches, literally behind her back. And then he's like, I can't help it. And then, that shit's real though. That shit is real. And so that was the first post I read. But the point I'm making is if you love somebody with DID or you have DID, I found these great support groups. And I will tell you, when I had bariatric surgery in 2018 and people were join a support group online. I was like, I don't need a fucking support group. Best decision I ever made. There were times after my surgery when I was going through all kinds of things like body dysmorphia. I still thought I was big when I had lost 100 pounds, stuff like that. And there was always somebody in the group going through the same thing. And so I'm glad I found these groups. And then I learned about this awesome app. And I didn't know if you wanted to add into this, but it was made by someone with DID, and it's called Antar. Can't spell. Antar. And it is an app where you can set up different people. It's on your phone, but you can set Xander, Gambit, Garrett, Ernie. You set all these names up, and they have different colors, and they can leave messages for each other. So, because they cannot communicate, the host body.
That's awesome, Joey. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, Joey has MS. I didn't know if we were sharing that.
Not awesome that you have MS, but that you have a support group. I'll just be clear, because
Dude, I wasn't really for support groups. I was like, I'm good on my own. I'm strong. Until I really realized how helpful it is. It really is. Like, I swear, a post comes across right when I need it that says what I need to hear, So this Antar app, you can create all your altars, a color and a name, and like that way, it's basically like leaving notes to your altars, but it would be in an app, and apparently it's had some success because Ernie cannot directly communicate with any of them.
Right. The best way with communication that I've had is with a notebook here. When they have something that they want to tell me, they'll leave a note, or if there's something that I want to tell them, I'll write it down in here. And
and that's the notebook that Xander used to pretend to be Ernie.
Yeah. So it's not a foolproof thing because, any of them can write in it, but...
Yeah, the app was made by someone with DID, and I wanted to pull it up because I actually downloaded to look at it today. And, see if it pulls up. Start a new session.
Yeah, support groups can be very, very helpful, and that's the thing, and there might be something that I might, look into, because I don't know how many people in Arkansas have it, but I think it would be a really good thing to start a support group for people in the area like myself that have DID, but at the same time, it's concerning because you never know in the face, kind of like Tourette's, how when people have Tourette's, when you get one person with Tourette's, with somebody else that has Tourette's, they kind of, one person's Tourette's starts to trigger someone else's Tourette's. So I don't know how that would work with DID, if DID would have a similar thing.
I don't know, there's 20,000 people in the group with people there.
Well, it's different,
Okay, so
it's different.
Basically, it's just a dating. It's just a messaging app, but you can already create all the people, and it's on one phone. You see what I'm saying? So I just put, "Hey Xander, you're a bitch." This is not Ernie's phone, so it doesn't matter. But if he decides to use this, if one comes out, I'll just tell them about it, and they'll know that they can leave messages for one another, and they're all color coded. So they know that that's their color talking. It's brilliant, actually, and I learned about it in one of the support groups. So I really wanted to talk about those things. I haven't been able to spend a lot of time with the loved one support group because, some of the stuff that's in there is, really heartbreaking, and it's also hurtful because I've gone through similar things since the altars have all come forward at 38 years old. In Ernie's life.
Well, is what I was talking about was actually something actually local that people could physically show up and meet and stuff like that. But like I said, because it's completely different, even with Tourette's, it's completely different to be in an online support group where you're separated through the internet.
I'm not sure.
When you're in person, I don't know how. Like I said, because I've never met another person with DID in person, so I don't know if it's something like with Tourette's to where my DID might set off someone else's DID, if it's a trigger thing, I don't know.
Yeah, littles could trigger, I don't know, one of your hostiles could, totally fuck with somebody. That'd be horrible.
Right.
But let's just be honest. Also, we're living in a digital age. Since COVID, we don't like to go any fucking where. Stay on the fucking internet. I'm just saying. Zoom call if you want to have a fucking meeting, know? No offense, it's just we would rather stay home. Yeah. Okay, and I agree, Joey said it's nice to meet other people who have the same thing and start to feel validated of what you're experiencing. That's exactly what happened with my surgery, so I know what you mean. Even though symptoms might be different. Exactly. So, yeah, exactly. Zoom! Exactly.
Zoom!
Living by Zoom. Alright, so Since Ernie never got to answer any of the questions that were posed himself, I decided that we should redo Q&A. And I think that even though these questions have been asked before, and if you're watching, yeah, go ahead.
Suggestion. Probably the ones answered that Xander were able to answer were probably good enough. I think probably we should just stick to the ones that he couldn't answer because they were more directed at me.
Well, but you may have a different view of it. You can just say.
Well, that's the thing. I can't really answer questions
about
alters
like I'm not going to
not.
ask you about the inner world.
I know that's what I'm saying. I can't. Yeah. There's a lot of aspects I don't remember.
Shit, I don't remember what I asked. I wrote it all down because Micah is just so like y'all don't understand. Like I am like super girlfriend, like excellent, like beyond measure. Everything's written down by date, and before Arnie could erase them things, I screen captured them bitches in case we ever need them again because I already knew who's gonna do it. Because I'm.
Well, I was saying we can always upload those to YouTube. So.
Well, they're screen captured though. They're not very good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? A screen capture.
No.
iPhones can record the screen, so I just played them and let it record.
Well, that's the same thing. It'll still be the same quality.
Some of them I didn't bother to even turn, so they're like up here and shit. I just wanted them for history. But anyways, okay. First question. How do we know this is real? This shit's fake.
Well, I mean, you either believe in it or you don't. If you don't, if you don't believe in DID, try to educate yourself a little bit about it before you make the decision that you just don't believe in it. And it's the thing, if you don't believe in it,
it's getting
the way I see it, it's kind of like religion. You either believe in it or you don't. I can't make you believe. I can't convert you to believing in DID if you just already have your mind made up that it's fake. You have to keep an open mind about it and try to understand. And the other part of it is you got to do your research on it, man.
Right. Joey has a point. We're gonna actually one of the questions deals with that. That's in the list. But yeah, the only people that can ask those questions are Micah because Micah was there during the transition. And I was very fucking curious, and you were patient, and I love you for that. But no, you don't just ask that shit. I know exactly what you're talking about. We'll get to that.
Right. Well, I'll go ahead and answer that question right now. You can ask any question that you want.
He'll just say I won't answer it.
And yeah, no, it'll either, I'll either answer it or, I'm not going to just completely ignore it. I'll let you know that's just not something I'm comfortable talking about as of yet. And I may come back to that question at a later date after
more therapy.
I understand it more myself. It's not necessarily that I don't want to answer it. It's I'm not 100% confident on how to answer it.
That's a really good point. I think the number one thing you should not talk to people with DID about, if it's my opinion, which I'm not a therapist, is so what caused this? Because first of all, the whole reason that they dissociate and they have alternate personalities is because they have trauma they don't remember.
Right.
And if they remember, it's in very small fragments, and those fragments are extremely painful. So the one thing that all DID people have in common is childhood trauma. So do you really want them to relive that moment? And only if they're open about it or they're ready to talk about it.
Right.
They'll talk to you about it if they want to.
And you know what? I'll go ahead and answer the number one question that everybody's curious about is how it started with me, like what the initial incident was.
Don't know. Let's be honest. We don't know because things have been thrown around by your alters.
I understand that. No, because here's the thing. Even before the first dissociation happens, there's the moments leading up to it. So you're kind of aware. And basically, I don't know the details of exactly what had happened, but essentially, an older cousin of mine that was a male sexually assaulted me repeatedly for many years. And that was the catalyst of my dissociation and what spawned, I guess, the first old one, which is Garrett. Garrett always claims to be the first, but
I think it's Casper, but that's a whole
we
other
both
theory.
believe it's Casper because Casper is the age, same age as when it first happened.
I think Casper is Ernie. I think he's the inner child.
And the thing is you know, and I'll, you know, not that it's
All right, don't talk about it. You don't have to talk about it.
Like everything that had happened, that occurred, I dissociated it. But even as a child, when I came back, physically, I could feel, physically felt what had happened. That's pretty unmistakable when you've been violated in certain areas. It's an unmistakable feeling that had happened. And I'll leave
Just
it at
leave
that.
it there. Joey said, I'm not here to learn about your trauma. That's none of my business. I'm here to learn about your experiences living with DID and to support a friend who I love dearly. And through her, I love you too, dude. And did you fight back? Thank you for the question, sir. And Sanjay, nice Batman tattoo, nut gobbler.
I'm not gonna take it to the nut gobbler thing. That could stay. It's fine. I don't.
Okay.
It's fine.
Jordan, keep an eye out.
Um.
We're letting it stay for now. It could just be like, "What's up, dude?" Nut gobbler.
No, I understand, Joey. It's just it's a question. I know it's a question that's gonna get asked a lot. So I wanted to go ahead and address it.
That's the first time he's ever talked about that in front of anybody besides me and his mom that I know about.
And as far as fighting back, I was a child against someone who was much older, so there wasn't a lot of fighting back that I was able to do.
Oh, we have a lot of people.
Hey,
just by the way, hi everybody, I'm Micah and this is Ernie. And thank you, cigarettes.
Did you? A lot of medication,
and vape.
PTSD medication, and everything. That's the problem, is I don't really live with it because of the fact that I've dissociated it. So there's a lot of it that I don't remember.
Thanks, Turbo. I can do the nose too.
That's part of having dissociative identity disorder or multiple personality, is that when I am in these situations that are too emotionally traumatic for me to handle, the alters take the brunt of it.
So how he lives with his trauma is he has personalities, and as they're called, alters in the DID community, that just come out and do it for him, and he literally loses time.
Right, and that's things like I've dissociated it, so I don't really have memories of it.
Okay, well, I've got bigger dick than you. Suck it.
Yeah.
Masculinity has nothing to do with trauma or being violated or victimized, but it's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's all good. Y'all don't argue because honestly, trolls are trolls, but...
Yeah. The band hammer's gonna get dropped, so...
Yeah. Do what you gotta do, Jordan.
Well, you misspelled my name, so... okay.
Jordan, where are you?
Let's see here.
How you been following us for a month, but we've been here for a week? I got him.
Okay.
Which one? Are you talking to me? Lean in. What do you want, bitch? Because you gonna come through me if you want to get to him. And I mean that shit.
So...
Viking warrior on my ancestors.
So we got Sanjay and...
No, you didn't get him, Jordan. My breath stank.
That's alright, bro. I got him.
Hey, ask your daddy what my breath smells like. Oh, Gerbo says he's trans. Thank you, Gerbo. My friend Joey's trans from Canada. My daddy doesn't touch trash. Cool.
And there we go.
Wow, that was fun. Trolls are fun. I almost feel like Xander was here abusing me. God damn. Why do they always want to make gay jokes and shit? Like, or they want to rape women?
Don't worry about it, Jordan. It's hard to.
You just have to click on their name and then push
ban user.
Ban user. And at first it was cool. Hey, Gerbo, thank you for your support. It's nice to meet you. Or is it Gerbo? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Man, Joey, totally fucking triggered right now. But I'm just trying to be like a hardcore bad bitch like I normally do. Like, that's why I said you gotta come through me, bitch. Fascio, I love y'all. Cool.
Oop, I just...
What did you do?
I erased all the chat.
Why?
I mean, it's just off the screen.
Oh, is it coming back? Somebody say something so it comes back.
It might.
There,
probably do this.
Jerbo, where are you from? I know. Where are you from?
There we go.
This is what happens when you bring me back. I'm magic.
Yeah,
Jerbo, where are you from?
I have the chat displayed on my TV, and I pressed the button to see what time it is, and when it came back, like, the chat log was cleared out. But yeah, no, I know I didn't delete the chat from the chat room itself, just off my screen.
Okay, so I'm moving on to Q&A, because I think we've been rambling, and I apologize. We try to be engaging as possible.
Yeah.
But we did get a little distracted with the gay, trans, sexual, be a man bullshit. First of all, what is a man? Like, I feel like I'm masculine as fuck, and I'm a cishet heterosexual woman.
I mean, listen, it was directed at me, and I'm not a man.
I don't give a... You should be. Fuck that shit. What is a man? What is a woman?
Here's the thing. I have a history with Twitch. I know that,
Fuck that shit, bro.
It's like I said, don't feed the trolls.
I'm gonna feed their motherfuckers this dick is what I'm gonna do. Big facts. Just like Demi Moore when she was in that movie. What was the movie? What was the movie with Demi Moore? You know, where she goes to be in the Navy SEALs and she says, "Suck my dick," iconic. That's when women started saying that shit. You good?
Yeah. I mean, I get the point of it. Like, they come in, they see somebody has DID, they want to bug in.
They're probably trying to trigger your trauma.
Yes, they're trying to trigger an alter.
All right, Joe, you're right. You're right. They're trying to trigger an alter. Yeah, you're right, because people with DID are, like, on the internet, y'all. Like big time. They are literally not hiding anymore. Okay, next question. How many alters do you have, and what are their ages, and what are they like?
As far as I know, there's Garrett and Xander who are in their 30s. I don't know their...
G.I. Jane. Go ahead.
I can't really remember their exact ages, but I know they're in their 30s. I think Jeremy's like 25.
Yeah, he's fuckboy age, and is a fuckboy.
Casper is...
8 or 9, we're not sure.
8 or 9. Samuel's old, somewhere in his 70s. That's the ones that I know about, and that's the problem with... One of the problems with DID is actually
he relies on the other people in his life to tell him.
There's that, and there's the fact that there can be many, many, many hidden alters that we don't even know about just because they haven't, whatever reason, presented themselves.
Mm-hmm. And what if they present themselves in private when no one's around?
Right.
It's like the tree thing. If a tree falls in the forest, does
And
anyone hear it?
right, and I think this may be something that y'all have talked about before. I'm not sure, but the interesting thing about the altars is each altar is like the keeper of a traumatic event.
Yes.
And basically, like, the trauma that Garrett remembers, only Garrett's gonna remember, while Gambit has a different trauma that he split for, and only he can remember, and they don't know each other's traumas.
And it's very interesting. This is a very interesting scientific thing we just recently learned about by a video we were watching from a doctor. Very, very interesting.
And I can tell you and this is the thing, this is why, and then one of the reasons why now, because before I just thought it was Garrett. I thought Garrett just handled all of it.
That's all I knew about.
Yeah, that basically Garrett was the keeper of all my trauma, but I can say I've definitely had more traumatic events than the known altars I have about, so I have no doubt that there are more that I just don't know about.
Yes. For example, when you were a firefighter, and we're not going to go into all that, but I mean, also he had, I don't want to name names, but a ex-relationship that was very abusive.
Yes.
And I guarantee you have another altar.
I probably have 3 or 4 from that one.
Damn. Hey, shout out to that Batman tattoo, whoever shouted it out earlier. Do altars age with the host body?
No. I don't know. That I don't know.
Xander said no. They're always the same age.
Right. 'Cause I don't believe they do, because, Garrett's always been the same age. Mm-hmm. They probably age. Like, they probably grow wiser and things like that. But I don't think that they physically age.
Littles never age. Never.
Right, because that's
not
the
in
thing.
any system.
Casper's always, I imagine Casper's always been a child, so I don't think that they do, because honestly, I'm pretty sure that time just does not work the same way there, or just does not exist.
That's exactly what Xander said. They don't have a concept of time. That's why they don't sleep and stuff like that. I don't understand it, but. Studies said that DID is a result of childhood trauma. Is it true? We've already covered that.
Yes.
But do you know that...
This is the thing, it's not exclusive to childhood trauma.
Pretty much. Every single scientific article I've read says childhood in front of it. But...
Right, I'm saying it can be, but I'm saying this is my personal... I don't believe it is exclusive to childhood trauma.
Because there's some bad...
Never mind. I was misunderstanding things. Never mind.
What?
Yes.
What's up? You good?
I had sex abuse. I was thinking it was exclusive
to sex abuse.
Right.
No.
But there is other forms.
There's other forms of childhood trauma.
Yes. But
yes, it forms in childhood.
Yes. And it is a thing I do believe is a genetic thing.
I do too, because I dissociate.
DID is dissociative identity disorder. It was what was formerly known as multiple personality disorder.
Hello, the monarch god, the butterfly god.
Essentially what it is when you go through basically, normal people, when, they go through trauma, they'll come out with PTSD, stuff like that, but, it's usually something that starts at childhood, when you go through a traumatic event and it's just too much emotionally and mentally for you to handle, so you dissociate. Some people...
Dissociate means go away.
Right.
You just go away. Your mind goes away.
I can't speak with them, no. Basically, the means of communicating with them I have is writing notes.
Or telling me or someone else to tell them something.
Right.
But they hear and watch everything he does.
Right. That's the thing about alters, is they're always watching.
We have no privacy, and yes, I'm going there. We have no privacy from the alters. And Jeremy likes it way too much.
Which also, though, is a thing, though, it's understandable because essentially they all have a role, and you know, they're basically meant to be like protectors, you know?
That's true.
They protect you from traumatic events that you're not with someone who has dissociative identity disorder can't really handle on their own.
Yes, schizophrenia is actually one of the things that a lot of people with DID get misdiagnosed with because of the hearing voices thing. And at least his voices were telling him good things to do, and he went and made a life for himself, because I've met some people inpatient in my earlier years of my 20s when I had a lot of depression and suicidal tendencies where I would go inpatient into the hospital. And I met this chick, and her voices told her horrible things, and she was like, God, and she was always quoting scriptures, and she scared the shit out of me. So, good for your friend, and also thank you for not judging people and, like, being a friend to people with mental illness, because it's pretty fucking lame and ableist not to give a shit about mental health in 2021.
Right. And here's the thing, about schizophrenia, there's actually a lot of people that have dissociative identity disorder get misdiagnosed as being schizophrenic, because for a lot of people, the way it does start out, they don't always start out with manifesting an alternate personality that comes out. Like, they don't always just black out. For a long time, they do just hear voices. And then when they get older and they start to seek professional help, that's when alters can start to present themselves.
And that's what happened with Ernie. And you can watch Origin Story on YouTube at XanderRose33. I believe that's on our homepage. And you can hear all about how Ernie found out at the age of 38 that he had all these little friends in his system.
Right. For the longest time, I knew, like, I learned about the age of about 21 that I had an alter that would come out, because growing up, I always just lost time.
Right.
Like, I would have
He has
little
complete
blackouts.
amnesia. Like, he will wake up in a parking lot and be like, "How the fuck did I get here?"
Right. I would have blackouts, and I never really understood what that was. And then about the age of 21, it was right after the day that my father died, I had an episode where I dissociated.
In front of someone for the first time.
And it was actually for the first time in front of my girlfriend at the time. And when I, came back, she was sitting in the corner going, who the fuck was I just talking to? And
whereas when I met Garrett the first time, he was on my couch, and I was like, I knew exactly what was happening, because I am the far superior girlfriend of all time. Duh. I'm just saying. I'm here to make jokes, but this is a serious topic.
Yeah. But for the longest time, I only thought there was just Garrett. And then, one day I decided to actually seek professional help about my dissociative identity disorder.
And it just happened to be 4 months into our relationship.
Right.
I had no idea, and here we are.
I was on an emergency phone call with a psychiatrist who actually specializes in DID, and I was explaining to him all my symptoms, because I, even before I made that call, I didn't know I had DID,
Nope.
I just thought it was just a weird thing about me, and I was talking to him,
now
and he basically told me, he's like, yeah, you have textbook DID, you literally have DID, you need to seek professional help. And what that did is it triggered all the other alters that had been hiding in there into going into a fight or flight, full panic mode, and that rest of that night I was rapid switching all night, and like
I say all, there's probably more, but all the main ones went. So his question is there a number of other selves, and can you ask them to come out if one's better at a task? This is complicated, kinda. Go ahead.
It kind of is, like, it is a good point. Yes, they all are very unique. They have different skill sets. Some are better at some things than others. Such as Xander, he is very good at manipulating and...
I was going to say something nice about him.
Well, he's basically a fucking evil genius.
Yeah. And a charmer. He's like socializing and making everybody like him.
Right. And he's actually an expert at impersonating me.
Yeah, sadly, that's the worst part.
So if, like, say, if there's something that I didn't want to go do, and I wanted him like a family social event, yeah, I could call on him to come out. Like, I could kind of force myself to dissociate.
Well, but that's the thing. Can you call Xander, or can you just dissociate and see who the fuck comes out? Do you really have the power to call on a specific one?
No, I don't. I can't really call a specific one.
But you can choose to dissociate. If
but I can choose to dissociate and have an alter come out.
Right. So right now, Garrett is the gatekeeper, which means it would probably be Garrett that came out, because I don't think he's letting these little fuckers come out for a while after the last 9 days.
Right. And that's the thing with all DID. There's always a gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper's role is basically they decide who gets to come out.
And yeah, that's complicated. Great questions, by the way, the Monarch God. I hope you continue to stick with us. We're not trying to be famous. We really are doing this to help people, and also it was Ernie's idea, and his therapist thought it was a good idea. So here we are, and we're like really real people. Like, we're not trying to hide the fact that we smoke, and we're not bougie as fuck and shit like that. We're literally real people going through this in real time, sharing our journey with you, because we actually give a shit. Because, like, I don't know how we're still together. I mean, it's a miracle. I mean, I love Ernie very much, and he loves me and everything, but goddamn, we've been through it. We have been through it.
That's a situational thing. The majority of the time when I dissociate and come back, I have no memory of anything that happened, but the alters can help me retain memories of things that they do, but it's like a memory, but a very hazy memory. The best way I can describe it is trying to remember something that happened in a dream. It's very fragmented.
And
I imagine maybe it's something that can get better and clearer the more
y'all start to work together.
Right. The more we work together, the more time that goes by of doing it, because that's the thing.
This is all brand new for him.
Yeah, and especially the retaining memories is very new.
But Xander started doing that to hurt him. Like, that's the thing about the retaining memories. We didn't even know they could do that. I didn't even find out till last week. Whoever altar is out front is still communicating with the altars inside.
Right.
I didn't even know that.
Right.
I didn't even know that until last week. Like, this is just blowing my mind. Because every system's different. You may read about it online, but you're like, but Ernie's not like that. And then you're like, whoa, Ernie is like that. Whoa, what happened? You know.
I will say that there was a point, and here's the thing is I can choose, because this is something that I did. So what if you tell your small Ernie studying when you come back now?
Well, that's the thing. You'd have to have a partnership with that altar.
Right.
So, like, for example, Xander, we do keep referring to, for the last 8-9 days, last week, beyond, he was out on his own, like, just took over. And so, Ernie doesn't have the choice to call on a particular altar necessarily. I mean, he could try. Sometimes I can, but it's really rude. That's like saying, I don't know what the equivalent would be, but like, oh, I want to talk to so-and-so. When these people are here because of trauma, you have to remember it's fascinating. It is. It's glorious, and I get it. And it is salacious and interesting and fascinating. But it's also based on trauma. And so you don't want to further traumatize and trigger. But yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, man, he could call out the one that could fight if he was in danger, in a perfect world, but like, it doesn't work like that. It's literally that Ernie is in distress and goes away, and whichever one.
Right. And that's the thing.
It's usually the gatekeeper.
And yeah, and that's the thing. It's basically when I dissociate. I guess the best way to put it is Garrett uses his best judgment on who to
Yes.
send out to handle what's going on.
Right.
As you said, if I was in danger, uh, like somebody was about to physically harm me, more than likely he'd send out Gambit, who is the fighter of them. You know, that's what he does. He's the rage and anger aspect of my personality because each one of these altars is a part. It's basically when you split there. It's a part of my personality that's splitting off.
Yes, yes, that's a perfect way of saying it, Monarch God.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's basically.
But it's very serious. Like it's.
Yeah, but also at the same time, it is something that I can choose to do because and it's basically because the whole last week I chose to dissociate and not come back. I chose to stay where I was, and basically Xander was the one out. And the problem is with Xander is I hate Xander, and Xander hates me.
So it was a bad time for him to come out. I mean, go in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was in pain because Xander was coming out without permission.
Yes, that is the thing.
He started feeling like a.
And that's the thing about it is the gatekeeper, the one in control. It can change from altar to altar, and for the longest time, Garrett was the gatekeeper. But then Garrett kind of got tired of it, and for a good long while, Xander was the one that was the gatekeeper, and Xander would just come out whenever he wanted, whether I was in distress or not.
Like he could be asleep.
Like yeah, right. I would go to sleep, and Xander would decide to come out.
We were in hell because we would go to bed and I would say goodnight and I would cry almost every night because I'd say I don't know who's here tomorrow, and that's real talk. And as much as I was going through, it was worse on him because he felt that he had no power. He was a prisoner in his own body, and so he gave up for a little bit.
I did,
and decided to go in, but Xander was left out here and tried to be Mr. Steal Your Girl. I'm just being honest, y'all. I'm just being honest. He did everything to hurt Ernie while he was out, and it was just hindsight's 2020. But it's all very clear to us now, and I'm just grateful that our love is stronger than that.
That's the thing. I don't know if they tell jokes or not. That's more of a question that Micah would have to answer because she's been around them.
Yeah, he can't hear them or talk to them. Yes, when Xander, the altars can talk to the other altars, and so like, he would start laughing, and I'll say, "What are you laughing at?" And he said, "Jeremy said something funny." Jeremy's one of the other altars, and I'd say, "What did he say?" And he said, "That's what she said," or whatever, or let's go get some bitches, and like Jeremy can come out and fuck one, and then we'll be in a polyamorous love triangle, and ha 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 ha, big booty bitches, and so, you know, it was just, I'm trying to think of jokes off the top of my head. I don't know why I went there,
right?
But
and that's the thing, and I would advise your friend to actually speak to somebody who specializes in DID, because it's very possible that they're not schizophrenic at all and actually have dissociative identity disorder.
Check out the A System. They are very famous. There is a whole DID TikTok, and the A System are the fucking goats of DID right now. The A System, Chris, was recently diagnosed at 33, but was pre-diagnosed with schizophrenia for years, and all he heard was the voices, and now he has about 9 main altars. And so it's like, this is very common, and we're not professionals, but I'm just telling you.
Well, see, and here's the thing, very, very, very important point out here, too, though, is that there is no medication for DID.
Yes.
The only thing that you can do for DID is speak to a professional and try to work through your trauma and better understand your alter's purpose.
Yep.
And ultimately, a lot of people, they choose to lead to going into integration, which is basically where they reintegrate those aspects of their personality that split off to where they just become one whole person.
I'm not for that. I really have hope for this system, as they call it, that they can find some sort of symbiosis of agreements that, yeah, like y'all can come out and play or whatever, but you're not gonna fucking put me in illegal danger. You're not gonna cheat on my girlfriend. You're not gonna mistreat my mom. You're not gonna mistreat my family. None of that shit.
Right. You know? Joey makes a very good point. Yes, I'm basically what is just known as the host body. Yeah. The alters can speak to each other, but they can't. They don't speak to me
at all.
Now, there are cases of dissociative identity disorder where the host body can hear the alters.
Yes, a little bit. It's like they're in another room and a TV.
Right. That's actually that is the thing. That is I do hear that they're talking, but I can never understand what they're saying. For me, it's like they're 4 or 5 rooms away. It's like trying to hear a TV on that's like 4 or 5 rooms away. It's very muffled and like you can hear that it's there, but you cannot make out what's being said.
Which is why a lot of people. He's 38, just now getting this diagnosis. Your friend could possibly. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. Another overly diagnosed thing for people with DID is borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
Because it's all about trauma, PTSD, and those types of things. So the only medications that you can take are for PTSD, panic attacks, night terrors, things like that. So, but there is no pill for DID. And for schizophrenia, they do have pills, but
okay,
they make
that
you
is
into
more
a zombie.
that is more schizophrenia. Yeah, because if you think the TV, but that's the thing, it's really hard to tell, you know.
Does he ever rest? Does he have any hobbies or anything fun that he does, Monarch God?
I mean that does sound more like schizophrenia, but like I said, here's the thing about it.
Wow.
And
well, you're a good friend to him.
And this is a disclaimer we put at the beginning of every video is that we are by no means professionals. We are both still learning everything about this. We can't really tell you for sure whether somebody has DID or not. The only thing we really recommend is speaking to a professional who deals in such type things like trauma and you know that has experience in it.
Does he speak openly with others about the voices, or does he just keep it to himself? Because he seems pretty high functioning. I just wish that does he sleep? Does he get rest? Refusing to take the medication, I actually understand. That's really cool. I understand because some of these medications make you into a zombie.
Yeah.
And they affect you sexually and all that shit. And like, we're still young. We're not trying to like stop having sex like old people.
Right. I mean, because it's like it is. You know, I have several medications out there. You know, I've.
That's awesome, dude.
Antidepressant, medication for PTSD, medication for insomnia, medication for anxiety. You know, you know.
There's even one that's supposed to help with the night terrors.
That's the PTSD.
Oh, I got you. Well, that's one thing that's really interesting about systems is I've found that a lot of DID systems have night terrors and talk in their sleep or sleep disorders as well, which is so interesting to me that there's no studies on it, but it's just anecdotal. He barely sleeps. I'm glad he sleeps some, man. I'm worried about him. Somebody asked, do you take medications? You just answered that. Why do they call it a system? And why do people name their systems?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why they call it a system. I'm not sure why. I mean, I guess it's just a much easier way to sum up your alters and everything. And
one thing I have a question about is, am I part of the system? Or
I mean, yes.
the people around you?
Well, I would say the spouse or significant other is definitely
Part of
the system, considering the amount
You
of
have to
time they
deal with
spend
them.
with the altars and interacting with the altars. Uh, like I said, I call my system the Havoc system because
When we first met them, huh?
that's what they do. I mean, they wreak havoc. They're aside from Garrett's, you know,
And Casper.
well, and Casper, but Casper never comes out.
Yeah.
He did come out once on a previous stream.
Twice.
I understand. Oh, he came out twice. Okay.
The first time I was freaked the fuck out because I had never met him in person.
I just feel I really can't answer the origin of that.
Yes, Monarch. Yes.
But
there's
I guess
one
it's just a lot easier to. It's a much simpler term to refer to your altars and everything as a system, and mostly a system, and also because ideally it's
you want to work together.
You want to work together. You have a system worked out. And
the A system, which I referred to a while ago, is the goats because I've learned so much from them. They're on TikTok and other platforms. They're on Twitch as the A system spouse. I'm not trying to promote anybody. I just want to help people, and they have helped me greatly because they're married and
I definitely recommend checking out A system as well.
I identify with Sam so much, but they're called the A system because every single altar has an A name, which is very interesting. But I think naming the system is just one step in trying to.
I think also what it does is doing that is it helps the altars feel validated.
Yes.
It makes it feel
very important.
Like that they are not just some separate thing from your life, that they are actually included in your life. And like I said, when I was asked to give my system a name, I called it the Havoc system because they were always
without
wreaking havoc.
Hesitancy, and I was like, wait a minute, let's do something more positive.
Yeah, not Havoc. And the thing is, actually, all my altars, they actually love that term.
Yeah, because they all think they're fucking so badass. I mean, they are. They got their badass moment.
Yeah, that is the way it is a lot of times. And the thing is I think a lot of my altars, their names come from
tell them
things to do tied to my past, because like I said, I've been a gamer for a long time, since I was 12 or whatever, and gamer tag I always used was Xanderos, and I think when Xander came around, that's why he chose Xander. And
when we found out his name, which he hid from me for 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah, he always liked to refer to himself as the boss.
As the boss, and I was like.
And then my nickname, in my teenage years, about the same time that he came around, my nickname was Gambit. I even have a hat embroidered that says Gambit on it, and that's because I was always playing with cards, and I could throw cards at targets and shit like that, so I got the nickname Gambit. And
then Garrett, we're not sure, except for the fact that he speaks with an Irish accent, and Ernie's father still had a slight Irish accent. So there's a connection there. And then Casper was one of his cat's names.
Yeah.
But Jeremy, do we know a connection there?
No. I mean, I don't know the connection to all of them, but like I said, it could be little things, just things that I haven't put together, but I think it's all connected somehow.
I need you guys to understand, they literally have a full identity. They know what they look like. Mm-hmm. They have ages.
Yes.
They,
If you go to our Instagram, there is actually a little anime thing put together. Actually, I will credit Xander that he put together, and he did a very good job at it.
Because you don't know what they look like.
No, I have no idea what they look like, but Xander put it together, and there's this little collage thing that even says Havoc System on it. It's on our Instagram that best represents what each of them looks like.
So we met on Hinge, the app that's meant to be deleted.
And it got deleted.
It got deleted very quickly. But Ernie, I don't know how to say this. Ernie was not my type. But I have been fucked over by so many fucking dudes. Like, dudes are trash, no offense. And, like, I was telling myself, Micah, like, I actually got attacked. It's a long story, but previous to meeting Ernie, I had been single for a minute because I got attacked on a date. And I told myself, Micah, maybe your problem is you're attracted to fucking toxic masculinity fuckboys, which I'll admit it. And I was like, try a sweet guy, try a gamer, and all my, can I say this? Can I say this?
Good.
All of my girlfriends were telling me you need like a skinny gamer, nerdy guy, because they can fuck. That's what they told me. So I said, okay, I'm going to quit going for gym rats. I'm going to quit going for this and that and this and that. I'm going to give him a chance. Well, one of the things that was great, we hit it off. He was such a gentleman. He didn't fucking go for nudes and shit right off the bat. We were talking. But also, he lived in my hometown. And that appealed to me. Because we were literally 5 miles from each other. And so one night, I just was like, fuck it, let's take a chance. And I said, you ready? You want to go out to eat?
Yeah, well, I was still thinking,
she's just talking.
Coffee date, maybe, awkward stuff. And then just like one day, she's like, hey, I'm going to Lost restaurant. You want to meet me there? I'm like, okay.
He was so cute because he didn't have any clothes. He couldn't find any clothes to wear, and he changed clothes like 20 times. It's so cute. But we've been together ever since. Our official anniversary is March 1st, 2021.
No, and this is the thing. The moment I knew that this girl was right for me
was shit.
When we were in the middle of the restaurant, and we're just sitting there talking, and then she just loudly starts talking about eating ass. And, like, this old man was in the booth, like, kind of next to us and stuff, whatever, and she just starts talking about eating ass, and this dude just, like, almost falling out of his fucking booth trying to listen.
I thought it was when I got up to go to the bathroom and you saw that ass.
No, that was after that. You got up to the bathroom and I looked at that ad and I said, oh, jackpot.
Aww. It's so sweet. We've been together ever since, and yes, Hinge was deleted like a day later. Like, we've literally, and Ernie, and let me tell you something about this boy right here.
I do, yeah, Joey, I like food.
Let me tell you something about this man right here. He ain't a boy, he's a man. He was a 100,000% gentleman. He was so patient with me because I had been through an attack, a real bad one, and he did not force himself on me. I think our first kiss was like 2 weeks into dating. Like, and we're grown. And by the way, we've moved way past kissing. But that's a side note. But the point I'm making...
a side note of like 1, 2 a.m. being like, I need you to come over and fuck me.
Okay, so... I needed to get over the hump, and he had made me trust him. I wouldn't even let him know where I lived at first. Like, I was really, really going through a lot, y'all. And he literally said, I'll cuddle you, and I promise I won't try anything. And he did that, and he was consistent. So one night I was like, look, bro, like, I just gotta fucking do this. Like, I gotta do this. So he had just left my house. I literally called him back, and I said, get your ass back over here. We gotta fuck. He was like, for real? And I was like, no, seriously, like right now, like, and no frills, no extras. We just gonna fuck. I gotta get over this. And he comes over and I'm on the bed and I said, what the fuck are you waiting for? Get naked. And literally it was no frills and he literally went home.
Yeah.
It was good, but you know what I mean. And then the very next night we had the frills and the whole thing. So... But, anyways, but then there's a love story in between.
Yeah.
There's the whole love story. And, I think it was 3 or 4 months into our relationship that I met Garrett, for the first time on my couch, and he was just nice and gentlemanly. He even said that I cuss too much, which I do. And he speaks with an Irish accent. So he was like, "Oh, you cuss too much, my lady." So I can't do it. I suck at it. But anyways, he said, "Oh, you have a sailor's mouth," or something like that. But he was cool as shit, and I just went with it. And he was gone after about 10 minutes, and knew exactly what it was. And when Ernie came back, he said, "You met Garrett, right?" I said, "Yeah," because other girlfriends and other people had met Garrett, so we knew about Garrett. We didn't know about the rest. Go to YouTube and watch Origin Story. You'll hear the whole fucking thing, but you'll hear it from Xander and fuck him. We got some questions.
Okay.
You tired? Wow. I was just talking about like sex and like sexy stuff, and that was your response.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're meant to be together, right there. He calls me his little dove.
Little dove. Right there.
Because doves mate for life.
Yeah.
Doves mate for life. So, anyways, we are very much in love, but we're going through a really hard period right now, y'all. This is not easy. I don't want to put all roses on it because a lot of tears.
We'll make it through it though.
Yeah, hell yeah, we'll make it through it. We're sitting here and it's only been 3 days since the fucking bottom fell out of the whale. All right. I'm trying to find some more questions. What if, aren't these demons? Are you possessed by demons?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Sarcasm.
Yes. I don't understand where that comes from. Probably.
Like I said earlier, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Xander is a demon. But no, they are not demons.
They're not demons. They are pieces of him that splintered because of pain. All right.
A power cross compels you.
Are there any
a young priest and an old priest?
Stupid Christians. Okay.
Don't say stupid Christians.
Okay, no offense to Christians. If it helps you, that's cool. I'm a recovering Christian, so that's why I say things like that. I know. Okay. Can you control switching? We've already talked about that. No. Can you talk to the altars? No. Okay. How old were you first associated? Did that? How long does this last? Can it go away?
Yes, Joey, exactly. I guarantee you that's... Yes, I completely agree with that, and I have no doubt that that's exactly what it is. And you know what? And I guarantee to this day, that is still what is happening.
In, like, third world countries and stuff like that.
Because, see, here's the thing. And it is a proven thing. There are a lot of times where somebody can have an altar that can speak a completely different language.
That is correct.
So it is very possible that somebody could have an altar that speaks Latin and is aggressive because like I said, I have an aggressive altar. You know, when he first came out, he threatened everybody, threatened my family, threatened all the things, you know, and you know it's very possible.
And they tried to hurt him.
And it's very possible that there's people that have altars that believe that they are demons.
Well, actually, Joey, the new shock therapy is actually really safe. I've had it twice. I don't know if you knew that about me, but they put you to sleep and they just induce a short seizure and they wake you up.
Yes, lobotomies are still legal.
Yes. And shock therapy is actually really helpful for people that have ongoing like debilitating depression and will not stop thinking about killing themselves. And it helped me a lot.
I want everybody to hear this glorious sound.
See, we're not bougie. We smoke cigarettes, so fuck you. Yes, we know it causes cancer. I smoke vape. We don't even know what this shit does yet. Literally. Like, I'm just waiting on the ball to drop on the science on this shit. Oh, you have popcorn lung.
No. I haven't had any issues or anything, but it was a good point that...
Yes.
That while Alexander... Because here's the thing. I have a bad allergy to jalapenos. like even just the tiniest bit of jalapeno goes into my system, whether it's something that even just has like the jalapeno seeds in it or whatever.
Joey, can we mail that shit? Because I will totally mail you some. Can we mail cigarettes? I don't. Are you allowed to do that?
Jalapenos tear my stomach up. Like I'm in severe stomach pain for like fucking hours. Mm-hmm. But Xander's able to eat salsa that had fucking jalapeno seeds.
He was like, I'm eating this because I have a theory. Fine. He said, I have a theory that I'm not allergic to jalapenos. What are some of the, that's a good question. What are some of the other things that the alters physically have different from you? This is very fascinating.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I have a really bad left knee from when I was a volunteer firefighter that it pains me when I walk. Like it'll pop when I walk and causes me a lot of pain. And I have a slight limp. None of the other alters have it.
Nope.
They don't feel it at all.
Xander can walk fast. He's scared. And I would say, Xander, like, it's not, I know you don't feel it, but you've got to be doing damage, man.
Right. And like, and the health thing that you mentioned, yeah, my knee has been killing me for fucking days.
All right, Joey, send me that address. Just text it. Bam, I got you. You want these little lights, the silver? Or do you want like originals? Which one do you want? The hardcore ones? The long? I don't know what else they have. Yes, Monarch God.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, Monarch man, and this is a scary story part about it. The night that they went into, well, survivor note, as Xander put it, the prisoners are loose, or the inmates are loose.
The inmates are loose.
Is the way he put it, and they're rapid switching. Like I said, this is when it was all still new for all of us. Micah didn't know not to get into altercations with them.
And because I'm kind of a really strong, like, I will fucking fight you person, and especially men. And I was arguing with them. Please do not argue or provoke alters.
Yes.
You do not know their mission, like what I call a mission. You don't know their purpose.
And they will do things out of spite.
And so I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing.
Right. And she kept, like insulting them and everything. And to prove a point, Xander actually took a full bottle of Seroquel and made me swallow all of them. Like he attempted to kill me.
Yep.
And luckily, my Garrett came out and he immediately rushed to the bathroom and made me throw all of them up while still on the phone with her.
I was about to call 911 and I didn't believe him. I heard him rattling pill bottles, but I thought he was fucking with me until Ernie doesn't like to throw up, and I know that. Until I heard Garrett's voice and was like, he said something like, these stupid motherfucker, this stupid motherfucker. Like, and Garrett doesn't cuss. But it was in Irish. And all of a sudden, I just heard projectile. I'm talking like major, like he was throwing up an entire like bathtub. Like it was real. It was so scary and real.
And also,
cutting
and this is the thing. I will admit, like I did this to myself while I was on a break, but I've got scars up here, but it is a thing that they are capable of doing, and I've got scars all over. I have scars all over both arms.
And I want to be clear because we really do want to reduce the stigma surrounding DID, and all this stuff sounds really, really dark.
Another interesting story about
driving.
Is actually I have switched while driving before.
Many times. Well, one time when I was present, we were literally in the middle of a right-hand turn, and he stopped and started staring off in the distance. And I said, "Hey, are you okay?" And all of a sudden, this motherfucker leaned back and was like, "I just wanted to come out." It was fucking Xander.
Yeah.
But they all can drive. And I've heard other systems say even the littles can drive. Right. Which is crazy.
Because the thing is...
Psycho.
It's wild. Also, yeah, they can have their own special thing, like speaking other languages and stuff like that. But they also
retain
all the knowledge that I have of like just everyday
Yes.
physical skills and stuff like that. They have.
They know, they have it, they know it, but they haven't usually experienced it.
Yes.
So they're very curious, like little children, about, I want to do that thing Ernie does, or try that thing Ernie's tried. They're very curious because they've watched it or heard it their whole life, but they want to experience it. Xander once told me he likes to come out so he can sleep. Just sleeping is like a privilege. You good?
Mm-hmm.
You have a headache? Hey.
Yeah.
You promise?
Yeah.
Stay with me, please.
I got you.
I'm serious. I can't deal with it.
I know.
Been through too much, y'all. I need like a few days.
I mean, it is possible to.
That's terrifying thought for me. Obviously, I am a sexual assault survivor. That's all that needs to be said about that.
Of course, I don't know because, like, I don't know. I think it'd be really hard for me to dissociate during sex because I like sex with her very much.
That is such a good point. Why would he dissociate from that? However, Xander can force his way out, so, or he could.
Well, he could. Yeah.
He's not in charge anymore, but one day when we were cuddling, Jeremy was let out, and he touched me inappropriately, and literally, I thought it was Ernie because we were napping, and I was like, I'm trying to sleep, and he goes, it's Jeremy. Oh, I freaked the fuck out. I mean, I say calm. You have to say calm. Like, you have to stay calm, y'all, and you cannot provoke or like freak out, because the number one thing you have to do is respect their autonomy, and it sucks when they're little assholes. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You know, and so I literally was like, "All right, Jeremy, everything's cool," and I just kind of pushed myself away, and thankfully he was yanked back out for that. Yeah. By Xander, I believe.
Yeah. Damn right, Joey. I'm too motherfucking.
Stop. You're good. You're here. Ground yourself. You're here. You're here. Grounded. You're grounded here. You're here. Stuttering is something that usually means an altar is trying to come out. Ernie. Who is it? Who is this?
It's fucking Garrett.
Oh, hey.
Well, who did you expect to come out?
Xander, and I was about to fucking, I don't know, go get my pistol out the car. I don't know. Hey, everybody, This is Garrett.
How's it going?
Garrett doesn't wear glasses. We were talking about the physical differences.
Right, I mean, it's not that I don't need glasses. I can't fucking stand them. They give me a headache for some reason.
Well, y'all get headaches anyways, which was one of the questions about switching.
Right, yeah, rapid switching, I mean, sometimes just switching in general can give us a bit, a wee bit of a headache.
So, Garrett, one of the questions on my list tonight, and I'm going to ask you while you're out,
right, is
why does your Irish accent suck so bad, bro?
Because
with no offense.
No, I totally understand that. The thing is
like
it's more. It's because it's my accent stems from the memory of his father.
Yeah.
So, and his father, his family moved here, so his father still had a slight Irish accent, but and also the thing you gotta understand about Irish accents is that they're much like American accents, to where different parts of different regions of Ireland have different Irish accents. Like every time anybody ever learns that Irish, that Garrett speaks in an Irish accent. They're fucking.
They're waiting on Colin Farrell.
They're waiting on Colin Farrell or the fucking Lucky Charms guy.
Leprechauns and shit. But no, that is
nice to say that
because there are so many haters. There's so many haters about DID saying it's fake. One of the things they always latch on to is that your accent is not like, you know, fucking thick, you know. But the thing is it came from your father. That's Ernie's father.
Yeah, it came from Ernie's father. I know it's a very.
Somebody said, "Hello, Garrett. I'm Joey from Canada."
How's it going, Joey? The thing is, actually, Monarch, while I do, I do have vision problems, Gambit, he doesn't. He actually does not require glasses at all.
And Monarch, my mom's an optician, so like if I could literally, the thing is, man, you don't just call alters out, you know, like to do tests on them. Like I want to, trust me. I've thought of all these things like, oh, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that or I'm gonna test this shit out, you know. Like I would love to do that. I could take him to the eye doctor and do that, but then I'd have to call out an alter, and that's just disrespectful to the host body. You don't just call alters out. You know what I mean? It's
right.
It's triggering.
Right, and here's the thing is.
Also, we just
the reason I believe that his glasses give me such a headache is while I do require glasses, my eyesight is actually not as bad as his.
Right,
like
it's different
I can
prescription.
Still, without his glasses, he cannot read this screen at all, but I can still read it pretty fairly well.
So, did you ask your mom about the PG glasses? The PG glasses. What's it? Remind me. Jordan, what you're talking about, because I can't remember. It was something that Xander said. Or something. Jordan, you're going to have to remind me, because I don't know what you're talking about. Albertans sound different than Newfoundland. Yeah. I think it's more that his father grew up in America, and his accent was left over from his parents. And
right.
It just becomes
a third generation Irish accent.
Right. So... because you got to remember, the altars are a piece of Ernie. So, and Garrett, I haven't got to talk to you since everything went down. Are you, in fact, the gatekeeper now?
Right, and that's the thing. He's been fighting me to get it back. We tried putting him away, but it's not really working very well. Sadly, it is a thing. Yeah, Xander's a fucking fighter, and it's like the more he hears your voice, the harder he fucking fights.
Me?
Yeah. Hi.
I'd rather stay away from Ernie for the rest of my life than to do that to him.
Well, it's not. No, it's not your fault. It's. I don't know. I don't know what his fucking obsession with you is. I think just maybe because you're his, and he wants you
to hurt Ernie.
I
can't believe I even think like we hung out so much.
So a guy at his job claims that his shades are prescription PG glasses.
Oh, that's right.
Regular glasses.
I forgot to ask my mom about that, Jordan. So this dude comes to Amazon every day and wears shades inside. And they're trying to tell dude that it's a safety hazard. And he's like, these prescription, man. And Jordan was telling me the story the other day. And then they were like, okay, but like, you can't wear them inside. And he's like, these are PG glasses. And we Googled it and everything. And we don't know what he's talking about. So this is unrelated, but Jordan, no, I forgot that. We were talking about eyesight. So.
Well, the thing is, he might actually suffer from migraines.
And light. He might be light sensitive.
He might be very light
well,
sensitive.
He needs to.
He might be epileptic.
Amazon is actually really fucking progressive, Jordan. You can say this, and they hire a lot of disabled people. So I feel like that if he could explain it correctly, it would not be an issue.
Right. I'm just saying, it's a lot of possibilities because it's not unheard of. You know, like people wearing sunglasses constantly just because they have photosensitivity.
Man, like my ex, That was an albino joke, because my ex is
I mean, is he white? Is he black?
I don't know.
Like, cause if he's albino, that'd be.
Well, Jordan would know if he was albino because he knows my ex. So anyway, so you're telling me that Xander. What is the possibility that he could take over again?
Do you want odds or percentages, or like how do you want me to phrase that?
True, just the truth, man.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, and you know, it's a good chance.
Is he mad at me?
I don't know if he's mad at you. I mean, he's really actually just kind of furious at the whole fucking situation.
Well, but it's Arnie's body.
I think he's more furious that he came back.
Yeah. How'd you manage to do it?
He dropped his guard too much. It's hard. It's not really something that you can
put into like English words.
It's more a battle of will.
So how did you know Ernie wanted to come back, and how did you know you had to make a move?
Because like I said, I couldn't never really hear, you know, Ernie could hear what I was saying, and I just kind of like read his mood from being around him for so long, and like I got the like I guess like a sensation of urgency and like that he wanted to go back out.
Are you surprised to see me here?
Slightly, yes. Like honestly, I didn't think he would ever talk to you again.
I didn't either.
But that aside, we won't really get into that because I know that's not really something he wants to get into on stream. But
no, I know, but like, you do know he loves me, right?
I have no ill will towards you, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
No,
because you were really mean to me when Xander was here.
Because I didn't approve of what was going on. I mean, I'm a protector. You know, here's the thing. If he's mad at you, I'm going to be mad at you. If he wants to forgive you, I'll forgive you. You know? But, like I said, there's still a battle going on in there.
I'm like so scared of what he would do if he came out.
Well, then there's no telling. I mean, you know, I tried to warn you, don't forget who he is.
I won't ever again. You can fucking best believe that. But my fear is like, if he comes out, that means you've lost control again, correct?
Aye.
So that means any of them could come out.
Well, see, that's the other thing, you know, I didn't take back control on my own. The others helped with the understanding
Bruh. Arnie used to have earrings?
Aye, he had 2 of them.
How the fuck have I been with him for 8 months and didn't see this?
I don't know. Yeah, he had 2.
And I've seen all of him. I'm trying to be funny tonight.
But, like I said...
Are you blushing?
No, not really. I'm a little flustered.
I think you got a little uncomfortable there, Garrett. Because what? Oh, it's okay. Yeah, you don't say that out loud.
No,
that's not cool in 2021.
But like I said, the others helped wrangle him in, with the understanding that I wouldn't keep them locked out anymore. But
there has to be rules.
No, that's what I'm saying. They know how I am. They know that if they come out, they have to be on their best behavior.
Like, Gambit was cool with me, and Gambit was cool when we went to throw axes.
Gambit.
The one that I'm worried about is Jeremy.
Jeremy's under control.
What if
You
he
know.
tries to touch me again, bro? It's not
He's
cool.
not. He
It's
won't.
not cool.
He won't.
He needs to just watch and do his thing in the corner.
No, that's the thing. You know, he has poor impulse control. Well, he has no impulse control, but
A little red. I don't get that. Photosensitivity.
maybe
Oh, red. Talking about glasses still.
right. Yeah.
You see this handmaids on my arm? That's why I didn't take shit off them altars. You're not gonna put me in Gilead, ho.
Oh no, actually, I think he's talking about me blushing.
Oh. Garrett's very old-fashioned. I'm surprised that he's only, 35? 33?
Well,
How old are you?
I'm 35.
35. But he's old-fashioned. The first time I met him, he told me I cuss too much, young lady.
I said, you swear a lot, young
You
lass.
swear a lot, young lass. I couldn't remember. But the time that the old man Samuel altar saw me naked, it was a total accident, y'all. It wasn't on purpose. He literally said, "Young lady, you're naked."
Yeah, we're all different ages. Some of us are aged about like the same age that he was when they came about. Some of us are older, like Samuel. You know, he's in his 70s.
We're
He's
not
old
quite
man.
sure.
He likes
I've
to
only
sleep
met him
all the
once.
time.
I've only met him once.
But believe this though, Ernie's 38. Can you believe that he's actually younger than her?
Don't be putting my business out there. That's a cougar
Look at
patrol.
her. She barely looks like she's in her fucking 30s.
Thank you. I'm 42 years old, and I am fine. I'm just kidding. I just have a lot of body positivity, and like, thank you, Lizzo and Cardi B, for that. Hot girl summer. We went to the beach this summer, and
See, exactly. Barely in
wow,
her fucking 30s.
wow. Thank you so much. It's called not having children. It's true. Why do you think I look so young and act so immature? It's called not having children. I don't have to act mature for anyone. I just have to go to work and make my money, right? And then I can be me.
Well, I mean, we do, and the others.
I'm also really into beauty products and all that shit. So
the others are working with me on this. We've decided not to lock Xander away. We're actually trying to rehabilitate him.
I love it. I love it because Garrett, we talked during the 8 days that Ernie was away, and you did admit that you feel like keeping them locked up all those years did create some of their negative traits.
Right. Oh, definitely. I mean,
surely Xander
the others
wasn't an asshole.
No, Xander was not. Xander was. I mean, he was almost identical to fucking Ernie when he first came out.
That's what I thought.
But
Moisturize.
I take responsibility for that. Of all of the other altars, because the thing is when they came about, I didn't trust any of them. Because there's an incident where, you know, I would let Gambit out, and Gambit was always getting into fucking trouble. So after Gambit, I decided all the personalities were going to be locked away. Not just not come out, that they were to be secluded, separated, not to communicate with each other.
They spent years observing Ernie's life, but not having anyone to talk to.
30 years. They spent 30 years like this, and some of them came out still fairly normal, but of all of them, Xander definitely was affected the worst, to where he...
It's that Lex Luthor motherfucker.
He is basically...
What's that dude on Netflix that like stalks his girlfriend and kills motherfuckers, and she don't know about it? That's Xander. He gonna control everything. Narcissist. Abuser. But it's okay, so on your rehab, what's your plan?
I mean, we're just working with him and trying to get him to understand that he needs to, because he, instead of hating me like he should,
he hates Ernie.
He hates Ernie.
Right.
Because really, Ernie's voice was the only one he could fucking hear the whole time he was locked away.
Yeah, that's that show.
And he needs to and we're, like I said, we're working with him, and the first
Well-
thing I promised him is that I was not gonna lock him away again, but he needs to be willing to work with the system because everyone else
that's what I've been
is.
preaching. And if I could say some good things about Xander, there were moments where he let his guard down. And y'all say that he was playing games and all that. Yes, that was 99.9% of the time, but there was a 0.1% where he let his guard down. I think that he has goodness in him, but I think that about everybody. Yeah, Monarch God, man, you're smart, dude. You're.
He was. He was. He was.
I like
basically
you. I
doing
hope you're our
everything.
follower from now on, bro. I like you a lot, bro.
He was doing
You have
everything
good
he
feedback.
can to sabotage. He's what.
Well, he made Ernie take the pills the first night.
Yeah.
He wouldn't tell me his name for 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks. All the rest of them tell me their names. Because this is how it starts when you meet an altar. Who am I speaking with?
Right.
What is your name? That's how you start out, respectfully, And, he was like, don't worry about it. I mean, he was evil from the jump. But the more he started to come out, the more that he would charm me into thinking, because I have a lost puppy syndrome problem where I think everybody's redeemable and everybody deserves acceptance and love. I accept everyone, for every reason, and he played upon that. He played upon that big time. Because, see, they know everything about me. They hear everything. Like I said, we don't have privacy. Me and Ernie have tried all kinds of ways to trick them to communicate. I've tried to draw on his leg and stuff. I'm like, don't look down. And Ernie's like, I don't know what you're writing. There's no privacy. And so Xander used all my insecurities against me.
Sorry, Casper was talking to me.
Oh, is he calling for his mommy?
Yes.
Will you tell him I said hi? This is not a good night for that.
Yes.
It's just, I promise I will see him soon, but we need to have some privacy right now. And I do love him. Tell him I love him. Are y'all being nicer to Casper?
Actually, Gambit's actually kind of started to become a big brother.
I thought Gambit hated him.
Like I said, since I took over told him things were gonna have to fucking change.
Man, I would love more than anything to be an inspiration. If we could get our system in line, Garrett, we could help so many people. Yes, all the altars smoke, except Casper. He's a child.
Gambit doesn't smoke.
Gambit doesn't smoke?
No.
I haven't met him that many times, because he real mean.
I mean, he will once in a while, but he's not like us to where, he'll smoke. He might smoke one every once in a while, but...
I've never seen him smoke.
No, he really doesn't. He thinks they're disgusting.
He also has no interest in sex. Interesting, he's asexual.
He is, yeah. He has no interest in men or women.
Yeah, which is very interesting.
Um,
The other ones are horn dogs, except Casper, who's a child. And Garrett's a gentleman.
I mean, I've had sex. I was the first one to have sex out of
Right,
all of them.
and they all are mad about that, by the way. Garrett's the only one that's had sex.
Well, that's because he had a fucking whore ex-wife.
Well, I wasn't gonna call no names, but the whore ex-wife wanted to be king and asked for, yeah. That we shouldn't talk about that. We shouldn't do that. Ernie's not here. We shouldn't do that.
Speaking of...
Please come back. It was good to see you, though. Bye. Love you, Garrett. Love you. I know you can still hear me because you hear everything. Ernie's gonna come back. I know it. Yay. That's a really good question, Joey, about the smoking. So, hey,
Hello.
Garrett came back.
Yeah, no.
How'd you know? You could feel it coming.
Yeah.
So that's a question people ask. What does it feel like switching?
It's kind of like,
Did y'all see him stutter though? Like rewind that video when we stopped streaming. Go back and watch when he started stuttering and I started saying, "Stay with me, stay with me." That is one of the number one things he does besides space out. He'll space out too, but that's like big time.
it's kind of like feeling the world drop out from beneath your feet.
Like it just gets like clouds.
Kind of, it's like you kind of, it's almost kind of like you get locked in. Like I'm here, but like everything just kind of starts to go away.
Huh. Garrett said that he um cares about me and that if you're mad at me, he's mad at me. If you forgive me, he forgives me. He said whatever you did. We'll talk about it later. We have followers, so we need to pay attention to them.
Ibuprofen helps a lot.
And I don't get that because ibuprofen is really not for headaches. So I don't get that, but to each its own. All right. How old were you when you first dissociated? I think we covered that earlier.
I don't really know if they do or not. I mean, they typically just kind of, they usually aren't really ever around long enough to change out of the clothes that I'm in. So,
Well,
I guess
except for the 8 days that Xander.
I was gonna say the closest I guess would be if Xander did or not, which I don't think. I think he just wore whatever I had. I don't know.
Yes, and he allowed me to get you a haircut, which was nice. Yes, they have all different fashion styles. There is an anime. I don't know if you can look at it right now because we're streaming, but he has an anime of what they think, what they all look like. Ernie doesn't know, but they do describe themselves to me. And until Xander made those, I had to guess who was who before he put the names on there, and I guessed every single one of them based on his or their descriptions of themselves. But I mean, I knew Casper obviously because he's a little, but Casper has blonde hair and Xander has long straight hair supposedly and is 6'4" and I don't know. Muscular. He's always.
What does he like to say? Fuck Jason Momoa.
No, I said you ain't Jason Momoa, and he always goes, Jason Momoa ain't got shit on me. Whatever.
Joey, that time was actually just that. Yeah, that was just Garrett wanting to come out.
I actually, honestly, I think talking about all this, just in general, is a trigger, whether Ernie realizes it or not.
No, because I know when I'm dissociating, and I didn't dissociate. That was just Garrett doing what he's never done before, and that's just wanting to come out.
But I can tell when you get a little stressed.
Yeah.
You know, but you were stuttering. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's kind of that's the
a
point
big
when
tell.
I start getting locked. That's what I mean by the point where I get locked in, and it's like whatever what I'm saying at the time just gets stuck on a repeat.
I took Monarch God. I literally was like Xander. I was like Xander. First of all, most people that wear long hair in male styles do not wear it straight. They literally have like a wavy hairstyle, and they usually wear it in ponytails and man buns. And he literally, if you look at the anime that he created, he's got like the anime hair that's like all straight and like it's like.
I imagine it's probably just the best picture he could find to represent himself.
Right. If he could have put Jason Momoa on there, he would have. Jason Momoa, he wishes. Yeah, I mean, that's what he says he looks like. So, I don't know, man. You know, Xander looks like Ed Sheeran, apparently. I'm sorry, not Xander, Garrett. Xander, Garrett, I was trying to go back to Xander, but Garrett looks like Ed Sheeran, apparently. Jeremy looks like your typical fuckboy gym rat. And Ernie looks like Ernie in the picture with glasses. And Gambit looks like he's literally like this like thug life, like, I don't know, about to go like a GTA character. He looks like a Grand Theft Auto character.
But that's the odd thing about him, and one thing I wish that would change though, but apparently that's something Garrett was telling me is that Gambit does have red eyes.
He has red eyes?
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
Speaking of anime or other TV shows, do any of them make you switch?
No. No, there hasn't been anything that's made me switch at all.
Like a show or a movie?
But
But
yes,
he does-
I watch a fuckload of anime.
Yeah. And also, as far as movies, he will not watch dramas, so he's not watching anything that would be triggering. Because, like, I literally beg him to watch this show and this movie, and he won't watch any dramas with me. We can only watch superhero and sci-fi.
Yeah.
Or anime if I want to. But.
Well, okay, yeah, because there are things, like, if it's a sad movie, it will trigger me.
Mostly, I've noticed, we don't really fight. Like, I can honestly say we don't fight.
My favorite anime of all time will probably is a tie between Full Metal Alchemist and Sword Art Online. I've seen one.
Winona Earp is my
It's
shit.
good.
First of all, they made that character after me in real life. Just saying.
Yeah, SAO.
I have no idea what the fuck y'all are talking about, but I know it's anime.
Sword Art Online.
Okay.
SAO.
Well, I mean, go anime. Like, I fully support my baby's hobbies as long as he supports mine.
Dude, Cowboy Bebop is fucking dope, and I cannot wait to watch the fucking live action Cowboy Bebop.
Second season of The Elves.
That season seemed really unnecessary. The Alicization season is very bizarre to me too, but it's definitely closer to like the first season.
There is.
What? Wow, the second. I thought that was all still. I thought the second. That was just like the second.
Gun Gale's where I stopped.
Yeah, Gun Gale was kind of lame.
All I know is when I first started learning about anime was from my students, and they were like all into it, and they started telling me about anime porn. What's it called? What's anime porn called? Hentai. Thank you. And what did I go with? Gangnam Style. Anyways. I was absolutely shocked, and I'm not a prude if you can tell, but I was like, what the fuck? There's like an octopus with like 17 dicks fucking a pussy right now. Like, I literally, anime porn was just too much.
Dude, fucking Bleach was fucking awesome. The Netflix movie, the live action Bleach fucking sucked. Attack on Titan is fucking... I would really love for her to watch Attack on Titan, because I think she would actually love that one.
I like that Godzilla one.
If you like that Godzilla one, you will love Attack on Titan.
I was so surprised that I liked that really fucked up dubbed Godzilla thing we watched.
I have not watched that one yet.
Everyone would like Attack on Titan. I'll give it a
that's
try.
The thing. The animes I think everybody would love is Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist, and specifically women would fucking love Inuyasha.
Why? Is there a bad bitch that kills men?
Inuyasha is literally like a love story.
Oh, yeah, I would like that. Like in the same sentence, I said, "Is there a bad bitch that kills men?" I'm like, oh.
No, the female in it, like she's like a descendant of a goddess or something.
That's really cool.
I can't remember exactly.
Earlier, I think Monarch asked, how did I feel when I found out you had DID? I didn't have time to feel. I knew he had it, but we didn't know there were so many alters, and they all came out in one night. We're still catching up. Like, that's why we're doing this. This is part of...
Yeah, Rurouni Tenshi's fucking good.
They can't kill each other. Steins Gate.
I might be thinking of one.
Monarch,
Nothing I can remember.
you're a romantic guy.
Overlord was pretty fucking good.
I don't don't share
My
my
Hero
men's. I don't like
Academia
that.
is
Jordan.
fucking great. Fairy Tale was fucking awesome. Seven Deadly Sins is fucking awesome. You might like Seven Deadly Sins too. Yeah, no, I wish they would have kept Overlord going. That was a really good show.
I don't know. My nephews watch it too, and me and my sister are always like, "The fuck is this weird shit?" But then he introduced me to some that have plots and like they made sense to me. They weren't weird.
Yeah, like there's like a 3-part Godzilla animated movie thing that she watched that she liked. I don't think she's finished it, or did you finish it?
No, I slimmed it on the first one. I'm going back to Q&A. Cause I mean we don't have to. We can keep talking about anime. I don't care. All right, Joey. See you later. Love you.
Yeah. Let me. What time is it?
It's 12:17.
Yeah, we.
I
Love you too, Joey. Yeah, it's getting about that time for us to.
The dialogue tonight was amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in, chatting, you know, as I say every time, make sure you follow and turn on the notifications so you never miss a single stream of the Havoc system.
And can we get a shout out to us being back reunited? Reunited and it feels so good.
Yeah, Death Note was pretty good. It was kind of fucked up, but Death Note was pretty good.
We do have a schedule of every night, but sometimes it's not possible because we'll try, but y'all, this is exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, and we don't know what's gonna happen that day. We both have obligations and jobs, and Ernie sleeps a lot. And at first, it really used to get on my nerves, but then I realized that I think it's his fact that his brain is split into a million pieces. He's just exhausted. Like he can't help it. So
yeah, it's like I get sleep, but it's not restful sleep.
Yes. So, anyways, but that's okay. We'll see y'all again soon, and thank you for our new watchers. And I'm Micah, and this is Ernie, and we are Neverending Story tonight, which we thought was a good way to say we're still here, bitches.
The Neverending Havoc Story.
It was a play on the origin story, which was the first post we made with Xander, the imposter author.
Yeah, that guy.
We do try to name each night. Maybe we have something to tell you, a story that happened that day or something based on what's going on in our lives. But anyways, thanks tonight, and we had a great time with all our new friends and our old friends, and thank you for watching. Seriously.
We love you guys.
Hearts.
We appreciate you coming.
Hearts.
And we will catch you next time.
Bye.